All right, welcome back, good people. This week's video, I'm going to start out by introducing you to someone that I did some studying this week on, and I had read one of his books before, but I had never really understood who he was or anything about it like that until that point. And after running across it again, I said, let me share some of this information with my audience because maybe they would get as big of impact from reading the book or watching videos on this guy as I did. And his name is Robert Cialdini. And before I go much farther, I'm just going to read a short bio about Robert, and then you can go and check him out. It says he was born in 1945. He'd be 73 years old today. He's a psychologist, author, speaker, professor. And he is best known for a 1984 book on persuasion and marketing influence. That was the title of the book, Influence and the Psychology of Persuasion. The book has sold over 3 million copies and has been translated into 30 languages. Now, that's impressive enough, right? It also says he has been listed on the New York Times bestseller list and Fortune list. It is their 75 smartest business books. One of Cialdini's other books, yes, 50 scientifically proven ways to be persuasive, was a New York Times bestseller, and another of his books, The Small Changes That Spark a Big Influence, was a Times Book of the Year. Now, the reason I'm sharing this kind of stuff with you is because there are things that these people know and that they share via books, right? That a lot of times, if you don't get a chance to read or you don't get a chance to actually hear it from them, you don't get it. It just, you never are introduced to it. And that's why I love this platform. It allows me to introduce you to things that you may not get a chance to hear anywhere else, right? And it's coming from me, but it's not necessarily coming from me, if you will, right? So I'm going to read a little section here. It's called The Theory of Influence. It says, Cialdini's theory of influence is based on 6 key principles: reciprocity, commitment, consistency, social proof, authority, liking, and scarcity. Now, reciprocity, follow this with me. Reciprocity, people tend to return a favor, thus the persuasiveness of free samples in marketing. The good cop, bad cop strategy is also based on this principle. So you get what you give. So when you give something, people have a tendency to be more likely to give back, right? The second was commitment and consistency. If people commit orally or in writing to any idea or goal, they are more likely to honor that commitment because of establishing that idea or goal as being congruent with their self-image. Right? You can follow that, right? So you see how that works? It's knowing things that you may not know, or hearing things and understanding things that you may not understand. Those things can work to your advantage if you're actually aware that those things are in play, right? It says, even if the original incentive or motivation is removed after they have already agreed, they will continue to honor the agreement. Number 3, social proof. People will do things they see other people are doing. For example, in one experiment, one or more Confederates who look up into the sky, bystanders would then look up into the sky to see what they were seeing. For instance, if you have 30 people, let's say 10 people, that's a small crowd, and I'm one of those people, and all of a sudden I start doing like this and just keep looking up, other people will start to look up as well, right? In search of what I'm looking for, right? And I don't know what I'm looking for, but people follow those patterns. Number 4, authority. People will tend to obey authority figures even if they are asked to perform objectionable acts. Authority, right? You don't even have to really be in authority. If you can give the illusion that you are someone of authority, people will do things like sit down, stand up, come here, right? Authority has that type of effect. Number 5, liking. People are easily persuaded by other people that they like. Agree? Yeah, see, those things happen, but a lot of times many of us don't focus on that being something that's actually happening, right? We don't look back on it, right, so much. Number 6, scarcity. Perceived scarcity will generate demand. For example, saying offers are available for a limited time only encourages sales, right? Perceived scarcity will generate demand. Make sense? All right, and finally, recently, Cialdini proposed a 7th principle he called the unity principle. The more we identify ourselves with others, the more we are influenced by those others. Bam! Right? The more you identify with me, the more you are influenced by me. So if you resonate with me, you'll be more likely to buy into what I'm selling. If I'm selling, right? If I suggest something, chances are very high that you would, give it a look, maybe even buy, right? Because simply you understand that if I suggest it, I'm not going to send you down the wrong path. And that's kind of what this business is like in the 21st century when you think about online businesses. A lot of times you'll never get to meet me, I'll never get to meet you. But by you being able to access me via, podcast or video or blog, whatever the modem may be, you have a tendency to trust what I say because you can follow the consistency, right? Now, if I send you down a wild goose chase and I'll then send you down this path and that's a wild goose chase, you're not going to follow very long, right? I hope not. Right? So listen, this is a game that I want everybody to be able to play. This is what my company teaches people to do is set up their own system. And it's very easy to do, but you only get better if you start. Think about that. You only get better if you start. As a matter of fact, I was going to pose a question to you guys today. And this question is simply this. What are you getting better at? Think about that. What are you consciously getting better at? Anything? And my next question is, shouldn't you be? Shouldn't you be working at getting better at something? Trying to master or becoming an expert at something rather than just being mediocre or below mediocre, right? If you're not working consciously at getting better at something that you can say you own that, right? You're good at that. Then what? I mean, come on. We only live life once, right? And you're a whole person. You're a human being. You have ideas. You have thoughts. You have dreams. You have visions. You have the ability to create your life. Why are you not consciously making a decision to make a change? I'll wait. All right, just kidding. My name is Larry James. My company is Speak with Larry, and I own this company.